Hello, everyone. Prof Sales here. What's up, YouTube? It is Wednesday. Get it right. September 28th. It is sounds fine. So that's a good thing. What's going on with everybody today? Hopefully you're having a good day, good sales day, good week. It's been a couple days since we've done an update, so I definitely wanted to kind of give you guys an update about what's been going on, and that is what we'll do. We're going to let the room fill up a little bit. I've also got the garbage truck going by outside, so hopefully you can't hear that. But it's really loud. But what's up, Yvonne? Fun? How's it going? Hope you guys are well. Now you can't hear the garbage truck. Good. It's extremely loud here, but I guess the mic's not picking up. It's pointing a different direction, thankfully. So it is the middle of the week. It is the proverbial hump day. Not that that really matters to us entrepreneurs, right? There is no middle of the week. There's just days. So I will definitely give you guys an update on where I'm at on the challenge and some other things that are going on. And, you know, we'll have some good conversations, some good chat, and, you know, go from there. Fun says, procrastinating on doing my shipping. Yeah, shipping. I don't mind the shipping, Fun. It's actually the listing part I'm not a huge fan of. All the rest of it I actually like pretty well, but the listing part, it's kind of like, you know, take it or leave it. I can leave it, but it's a necessary evil, so you do what you got to do. You're not going to love every part of your business, right? So yeah, a few things going on today. One thing that's going on that I did last night is I went in and straightened up my entire office and desk. Maybe I could show it to you, but basically what I did is I took everything off my desk, everything from out from under it, cleaned a bit. I bought a a nice kind of plastic case. I'll show you guys what that looks like. You can pick these up at Target. I think it was like maybe 18 bucks, 20 bucks. I don't know, something like that. Maybe a little cheaper than that. Anyway, it looks something like this, right? Big, huge. It's got a lid that comes off and collapses. And the cool thing about this is it'll hold a lot of hanging file folders. I don't know if you guys can see all those. It'll hold notebooks. It'll hold other papers, all kinds of stuff. So I bought that last night and started putting, I had a few stray papers, some filings and things. I filed some paper with the IRS yesterday to get set up as an S Corp. And it really has been a big help already. And I've definitely not used it all. I've got some things in there like list of my locations where I go to when I go to another city. Karen and I usually make some notes about this store was great, this store was not as great, this store had this kind of selection, this store had that selection. So I've made some file folders. And what I like to do, guys, just to kind of show you, I'm going to share it with you. So you've got your hanging file folder. I don't know if you can see that, but it says jeans sourcing. So this is all about jeans sourcing that you can, you know, so this one is, you know, when I go to another city, I'm going to use this folder. And then you can see here I have individual folders. This one says Winston-Salem, Greensboro. This one says Columbia, South Carolina, Goodwills. So, and then inside each folder, I have my notes. So basically you can do this sort of thing with, you know, it's just a quick, easy way to find information if you need it. You know, when you need to find something in your business, you need to put your hands on a piece of paper or a list or whatever it is. Nothing stinks worse than not being able to find it and just wasting so much time. So when we go to these cities, we can pull these lists out and go with us and take the file folder, and we've got it. We don't have to guess. And as I get more notes, I can put them in there. And you can do that with really anything. You can do that with, you know, your business ideas. You could do it with your business financials. You could do it with, you know, any sort of media any sort of social media that you're thinking about starting or doing. Just anything, really, you can use it not just in business, but just in life too. So I'm really glad I did that. I've been kind of putting it off, and I thought, oh, I'll get around to it. But I cleaned up the whole thing. I'm going to see if I can show it to you guys real quick. I'm going to try to pick this up and not destroy everything. So you can see there's the whole side of the desk now, which is clean, and I can process jeans on. And then over here, I've got, you know, just some basic stuff that I need, my calculator, some pins, my clips for when I clip on to jeans. And then this side that you can't see of the it's an L-shaped desk. I think I've shown it to you guys before. It has my laptop behind, which I don't use as much now, my Mac, which I'm using right now, my Dymo printer, my microphone, my shipping labels. And then I got some paperwork here I got to get rid of. But the cool thing about right here is, as soon as I get rid of this paperwork, I'll have like a nice, I don't know, 1.5 by 1 foot space to write in, which is nice. So I'll just have a little area I can work out of if I need to do some work or need to write something down. And it's right here where my right hand is. I'm right-handed. You know, just being efficient in your office, guys. I mean, it will save you time and cause you a lot less frustration if you take a moment to kind of set it up the way that makes sense to you. And you're probably going to have to tweak it. This is like the second iteration of mine. But I've basically got it how I think I'll have it for the long term. It'll just be small little tweaks here and there. Even if I was in a bigger building and a bigger space, I would still set up something similar to this. It wouldn't be much more complicated. So, you know, figure out your workspace, make it nice and neat and organized. It'll keep you nice, neat, and organized, and it'll able to be better at your business, I think. Let's see what some of the comments are. Fun says, I need to do a desk cleanage. Yep. Just jump in and do it. And this is what I would advise. This is what I did. Take everything off of it. Everything. Clean it first, because then you're going to start with a nice clean slate. And then before you put anything back, think to yourself, does this really need to go here? And if it doesn't, don't put it back on the desk. Find a new home for it somewhere else in your home. And that's what I did, because I had a bunch of stuff on here and I thought, man, that doesn't need to be on here. That doesn't need to be on here. That doesn't, and it just, man, it was a huge pile. So once I got rid of all the stuff that did not need to be on here, I realized I had about 30 or 40% more desk space. Probably even 50% actually, which was great. I needed that. Okay, Fun also says, been reading The War of Art. I'm digging in and can recognize all kinds of resistance in my life. Yeah, that is a great book. I've talked about that before. Highly recommend it. The War of Art by, man, his name escapes me right now, but it's called The War of Art, and it's great, especially the first part of it. Near the ending part of it wasn't quite as great, I didn't think, as the first part, the first half of the book. But man, when you just think about all the things that cause you resistance in your life, your business, your personal life, it's just amazing. Highly, highly recommend The War of Art. Great book. Stephen Pressfield. There you go. Thank you, Fun. I could not come up with that name. What else? Okay, so Amazon. So today I had a bunch of crap. And I call it crap because it was just stuff I've been picking up, some books, some CDs, some electronics that I had just had sitting here. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to ship them to Amazon. Oh, I'm going to ship them to Amazon. Oh, I'm going to ship them. And I just didn't. Well, today I said, you know, today is the day. Tomorrow is no better day than today. Today is the day. So I got them all together, had to get my printer set up on the Mac, which took a little bit of time, but processed the shipment. Wasn't huge. It was only 21 SKUs, but you know, it should net me $300. you know, I don't know, probably took me an hour and a half total between everything, which is not bad for an hour and a half's work, $300 profit. And I thought, man, I got to quit doing stuff like that. That's $300 just sitting there on the floor. And it could have been in there making me money in Amazon. So I got it processed, got it shipped off, took it to UPS while I went out and did my USPS run. And there you go. So anyway, but it was definitely a good thing to get all those items gone. So now build up a new pile. Amazon has been something I've really been struggling to do much with lately. I don't know about you guys, but the brand restrictions, the time I've been spending on eBay, it's really made my Amazon sales drop way off. I mean, my Amazon sales are going to end up being probably 1/6 of what they were last month. It's just crazy. You know, so there's an opportunity there, but I've just got to figure it out a little better. I may just have to dig in and do a few things and just figure it out. I had some good books I sent in. I found a great audio book that was new sealed that sold for $46 originally. Picked that one up for, I think it was $3 and probably will sell for 40. There was another book that was on a cancer-free diet, which I picked up for $1. The books in my area are $1.39. So they're really, you know, pretty cheap at the Goodwills and so on. With tax, are about $1.50. So I picked that one up. It should sell for about $18. The CDs were pretty good too. There was a video game, a PC game. There was a Myst game. I don't know if any of you guys are gamers out there, but there was a game called Myst many years ago, almost 20 years ago that came out. And it was a hugely successful game. It was sealed, new in the package. It even had a thing on there. It's like, you know, 1997 game of the year or whatever. And so I sent that in, maybe $30 on that. You know, it was just a bunch of stuff like that I just had sitting around, just had to get rid of it. So, yeah, I see we got a few Myst lovers or haters in the room. Wow, was it the 80s it came out? I didn't realize it was that early. Man, this one was a little bit later version of it. But it was new and sealed. You know, I picked it up for $1 at a Goodwill. I don't think they had the right price on it. I think the girl actually rang it incorrectly because I think it had a yard sale dollar sticker on it. She just rang it. So, you know, it wouldn't have been much more than anyway, probably $1.39 or $2 or something like that. Okay, so let's see what else everybody's saying. I wanted to like the game, but I remember renting it. And I was like, what is this nonsense? Yeah, it's just one of those games, you know. But the moral of the story is, if you got stuff sitting around that you need to get sent off to Amazon, there's less reason for you not to send it to Amazon than there is to list on eBay. I mean, Amazon is a lot easier if you're going to do FBA. I mean, just scan it and print off the labels and stick it in a box. It's not that big a deal. So I'm definitely going to build up another shipment or two. I got to get Amazon. I've got some ideas about it, but I'm just not quite totally there yet with it. Another thing we talked about is our next sourcing trip. So Karin and I started looking up, you know, other areas for us to go to. In Atlanta, excuse me, just one second. Atlanta is about 3.5 hours from us, more or less. And when I looked on the map, I just typed in Goodwills in Atlanta. There's got to be 40 plus. It was crazy how many there were. Now, not all these Goodwills are good, but you know, some of them we wouldn't necessarily go to. But we want to plan a weekend trip, probably go down on a Friday evening, and you know, source all day Saturday and most of the day Sunday, and then come back Sunday night. And I started thinking about what I needed to do this. I believe that just in the GWs, I can probably pull, if my numbers hold, you know, somewhere around 250, 260 pair of jeans, which is pretty good. I mean, that's, you know, that's like $2,400 net profit on those after everything's said and done. we'd have to stay the night. We do have family in that area, but they don't live super close to the city. So it'd be kind of if you've ever been to Atlanta too, it's spread out. I mean, it's a sprawled out city. It is not compact. So I don't know that it would make sense to stay with them because of where they live. But, you know, we probably have to spring for a hotel for a couple nights. But we started thinking about that. It's like, you know, man, there's a big opportunity to go down and learn those stores and kill it. But 250 jeans is, you know, I'm going to need like call it $1,300. And just for it, assuming the prices are the same as here. And I just saw Mark's question in there. I said, what are the Goodwill prices for jeans in Atlanta? I don't know, Mark. That's a great question. And they may not be worth it. There might be other reasons to go there besides just jeans. But, you know, it's a big, huge metropolitan city. It's not a long drive. We can make a trip out of it. I don't know. We're considering it, putting it together. We're going to have to do some research, figure out if the stores there are worth it. There are some super high-end areas that I know in Atlanta that have thrift stores and GWs and so on near them. So I think they could be potentially, you know, have some good stuff dropped off. I kind of know where some of those areas are, as having been in Atlanta a couple other times. But, you know, it's a big trip to plan. We've got to make sure the math makes sense. And, you know, Fun says, have you listed all your existing product? Well, that's a great question, Fun. The answer to that is no, but we started talking about what it looks like each week and what we're going to need to do. And we can probably get up to a good level of sales with just the stores in our area. However, we've really got to be careful how often we hit them. So we started thinking about, well, are there ways we could go, you know, get other areas? And, you know, Atlanta is obviously one that we haven't talked about before, but it's on the list. I mean, it's close enough that we could do it. And we have some family there too, so it'd be a dual trip. We would see them and source and so on. You know, we're always going to be listing through our product. Like, you know, we can pump out 30 to 50 listings a day if need be and will be. But it's like, you know, I hate having a lull where I finish the listings on Thursday and then we don't have product till Monday. You know, I'm trying to get out of that kind of cycle we're in. That's the cycle we've been in a little bit. So that's what we're thinking about. We're thinking about Atlanta. We're thinking about other places. We're thinking about how to maximize our Charlotte routes and our stores that we have here. We're averaging just over 12 pair of jeans per store that we go to, which I don't know if that's good or not. You know, you can, we buy a different mix than some of the other jeans resellers. So maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. I don't know, but it's coming up because we're getting better at buying. We're expanding out some other brands. Like today, I just sold my first Hollister pair of jeans. That hasn't been a brand I've really gotten into too much, but they sold for pretty decent money. We found this weird jean. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. Mark, be interested to see if you've heard of this one, or Mike, if you're in the room. I'm not sure if you are. It's called Quacker Factory Jeans. I'm not making that name up. It's Quacker Factory Jeans. So we found a pair of those we're going to list. And yeah, Quacker Factory. I don't even know. But yeah, so, you know, we're definitely branching out a little bit, getting into some other brands. Fun says a lot of old ladies like that brand. After I saw them, Fun, that did not surprise me. Karin found those and said, these are going to sell. And I went, I don't know, but we'll see. Quacker Factory. So anyway, apparently this is a thing. Yvonne knows it too. Mark hasn't heard of it. Mark, there's a new brand for you, buddy. Quacker Factory. And you can put in the listing, really great if you're 60 years old plus or whatever it is. But yeah, so there's not a big selection of Quacker Factory on eBay, but there are a few out there. So we got to get those listed. And then we got a bunch of other ones, you know, some other one-off brands. We've got up to 108 brands now that we're in, which I guess is good, right? You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, what's a good number? I'm trying to think if we have any other ones. We listed a couple of things we got from the summer. Karin found a couple of Norwegian and Irish sweaters that we listed. They were not the big brand that's out of Sweden. Out of Norway. I can't even think of the name of it now. There's one brand that's really popular, but they were just Norwegian. They were made in Norway. Let's see. There was a couple other ones I saw though. I thought we were going to try. Let me see. Hollister I already mentioned. Here's another one if you'll ever find it, guys. I've only found one pair of it. It's a German brand. It's called Hiltl. Not what it sounds like I'm saying, maybe. Hiltl. 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 I found one pair of them, and they sold for pretty good money. So if you ever find those, probably pick them up. You know, you're going to probably sell them overseas, but who cares? Just make sure you got GSP on or you got some way to ship them overseas. Trying to think of some other one-off weirdo ones that we've sold. PPD sold a pair of those. That was actually a few months ago now I think about it. That's about it. So yeah, I don't see any other ones. You calling 60 plus old? Sorry, Crafty. No, it's not old at all. It's how old you feel, right? I always thought it said Quacker Factory, so Vision is for Amish people. Yeah, Hollister jeans. I actually got mine at 5 and sold it for more. I probably sold my Hollister pair for about 18 plus 650. I don't know. They sold for decent. They saw some cool Echo jeans. Yeah, I've been getting some of the Echo Unlimited fun, but the Echo Red and so on, I'm not sure those are so great. I don't know. The Echo Unlimited, I've sold 1 out of 2 that I've gotten recently. So, you know, nothing to write home about. We'll see. But yeah, I think Echo has some cool looking designs on it. You know, and there's something I'm going to say, guys, just about jeans or about any clothing item. If you find a great design on them, and I mean something that's quality, I don't mean it's like some kind of cheap applique or something like that, but if you find jeans with great designs on the butt, and that's usually where the design's going to be, they can sell. I don't care what the brand is, because you're looking for that one buyer who likes that design if they're unusual. So, you know, keep that in mind. I would say, you know, if it's got a cool enough design, even if it's a cheaper brand, I will sometimes pop on it and buy it, just because I'm thinking, you know, somebody else is going to like this. So I don't know. Hydraulic jeans. Yeah, I haven't tried those yet. I see them quite often, but they had cool zipper pockets. Damn it, I should have bought them. Yeah, I mean, if it looks cool and different, that's good, guys. I mean, I don't care. I wouldn't say you buy any brand just because it looks different. I mean, like South Pole looks really different, but they don't sell for much usually, unless you get them dirt cheap. And even then, it's just not much. But yeah, just in general, if you get a great design on them, you know, consider getting them. All right, so I'm going to share results. We got 18 viewers. Thank you for that, guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, or if you're watching this later at home, please hit the like button as well. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. I would appreciate it. So I'm going to share yesterday's results and the day before. All right, so let's do a little screen share. Somebody just mentioned me in a comment. Okay, that's weird. All right. All right, guys. So you can see here yesterday, I got up to 714 listings. or 2 days ago rather. We bought 98. We spent 524. We hit 5 stores and we sold 6 for a gross of 145 and a net of 58.51, 0.84% sell through. Yesterday, great day. I have no idea why. It was Tuesday, so go figure. Listings up 729, 23 photos, 21 listed. Good listing day. 13 sold for 328.50. That's the second best day we've had since this started. A net estimate of 139, net per gene 1071. What part of the reason that's blown up a little bit probably is I have one that was overseas, that mech jeans, which I really like. I like mech jeans. If I could ever find one my size, I'll wear it. But mech jeans went overseas, and that was a bigger sale. But there were some other great sales there too. So let me show you jeans by month. So September, we're averaging 702 listings, which is up 100 from last month. Bought 331. We've really ramped up our buying. We spent 1891. Listed 279. So I've listed about 60, about 50 some less than I've bought. Net sold per day 6.1, which is really starting to come up. The gross 4402. That's a good month of sales. Net on the month 1767 is the estimate, and net per gene 966 with a 40% net margin. Sell through is 26%, which, you know, my goal is to try to get to 30% this month. It looks like I'm going to be close. Not sure if I'm going to make it or not. We'll see. Graphs or giraffes. Here's that awesome line of gross per day, and it's up here around about 180 bucks a day so far since we started. It's nice steady climb, which you would expect. And let's give these there they come. So sold and listed. So sold, listed. So sold is actually a better slope than listed. So it's starting to catch up to the listings, which is a great problem to have. And then you can see the sell-through percentage is not at 1, but it's probably about 0.9, maybe 0.94, 95. Listings up is dropped a little from the peak because it's just such great sales the last 4 days. I mean, just crazy sales. The last 4 or 5 days have been, wow. I mean, you could even start all the way back here. I mean, look at these last 8 days. It's 200, 300, 500, 8, 9, 50, 12, 1350, 1500, about $1,800 in sales in the last 8 days in jeans alone. So really good sales, those. Pretty happy with that. Not complaining at all. So the challenge is going right along. We hit a peak of 763, but I've already done 11 today, so 727 is the listings, and I've got more I'm going to do today. Going to definitely hit 30 today, and we also got our bulk listings up too. So I'll come back to you guys. Hope that all sort of made sense. So all right, and we're back. All right, so those were the results, guys. I mean, a good last week, a good last 10 days, honestly. I mean, can't really complain. I mean, it's just going to be finding product and keeping on top of it. I mean, that's the key here. Like, I don't want to become a bottleneck in my own business. Karin and I figured we could, without much problem, source probably 150 pair a week just here locally, which that would be selling about 20 a day. And we're not up to selling 20 a day yet, but, you know, at the rate I'm going, if I keep going at this growth, it'll be there before long. All right, so 20 people watching. Oh, man, that's awesome. Thanks, guys. How are you shipping these? Sarah V asked. Well, Sarah V, since you asked, I will tell you. I ship the vast majority of my jeans in this envelope. It is a padded flat rate mailer. You can see it's padded inside. You can order these from the U.S. Post Office, and I doubt your post office might have it locally, but I kind of doubt it. Usually you have to order them from the website. They're free. I usually order them 100 at a time, and you can get even up to a size 50 waist jean in here. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Now, there are ones you'll run into every once in a while just won't fit because they have so much fabric. But in that case, you can ship in a poly bag or a vinyl bag. And those do not cost you much. Even if you don't have a discount, they only cost you $6.50 to shop anywhere in the U.S., Sarah. Anywhere in the U.S. And if you use global shipping and somebody buys a pair of your jeans overseas or another country, you can just ship to Kentucky and they'll, again, you're only going to get charged $6.50. And if you've got top-rated seller status going through eBay, it actually ends up being $5.90 per jean ship. So for $5.90, I can send a pair of jeans to Alaska. I can send them to Hawaii. I can send them to any country that global shipping goes to in the world. I mean, you can't really beat that. There is a slightly cheaper way with the cardboard version of that, but I don't like it as well. I find it tears a little bit easier. Plus, I also find if I'm not careful, I paper cut myself on it. It's kind of easy to do. You almost got to wear gloves, or at least I do. I mean, I'm just that clumsy. But I like the bubble one a little bit better. I think it's a little sturdier, but it is a little more expensive to ship. Always a good question about shipping. Everybody wants to know about shipping. I keep thinking, guys, you know, I want to start a service where I will come on, like you would give, I don't know how it would work, but you would give me access to come on and check out your eBay store. Maybe I would just go look at it and, you know, for a small fee, like give you all this advice about it. Because I couldn't do it for free because, man, people would so take advantage of that. I mean, they would have you there for just days looking at someone's store. And I know people go and they post in the group sometimes, but do you really want to open yourself up to thousands of people to seeing your store who might go in and mess with you later down the road if they don't like you, or, you know, quote unquote, give you a bunch of views with no sales, which supposedly hurts you in the search rankings and eBay. I mean, you really just want somebody to come in and look at it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Not that I'm some expert and know everything about eBay, but not by a long shot. But man, I'm going to tell you, you know, it's cool to have a second set of eyes looking at your business that can be objective, because you're not always objective. You think, oh, that's great because I think this, and what you think doesn't make sense. But no one's really told you because they haven't seen it on the back end. I don't know. But all right, let's see what the other questions are. Jen says she got a 54-32 in a padded flat rate. That's impressive. What kind of jeans were they, Jen? I'm guessing they must have been thin. Like you wouldn't get Sean John 54-32 in a padded flat rate. No way. But certain jeans, sure. Crafty says too flimsy. If it gets stamped, the paper will split. Yeah, the cardboard ones, that's true. I've heard that. I don't use them a lot, but it makes sense. Fun wants to add global shipping. How do I know if it's international sales? Does it look? Yes. The shipping screen will look different. It will not usually allow you to bulk that shipping. When you purchase shipping, it won't allow you to bulk that one. You'll have to go and do it separately. But everything else is the same. It will ask you the country of origin with jeans, which I usually don't even fill in, honestly. But yeah, it'll show a domestic address. You're going to ship it to Erlanger, Kentucky. That's where they all go. And then eBay passes them on from there. I don't know. I used to ship international on my own, but removed it, the rate hike, and I didn't feel like revising 1,000 listings individually. You don't have, you can do them by bulk though. You can go in and do them. Yvonne says, that's why you make a circle of trusted reseller friends to help each other. And you know what, Yvonne, you're right about that. If you can find people you can trust. And what I say by that is, I know of a couple situations in one of the larger reseller groups online where the people involved have gotten involved with other people, and then those relationships have gone south, and they've tried to actively sabotage one another. You know, and that's always a possibility when you're dealing with that situation. I mean, because people get jealous. You know, they get jealous of your success. I don't know why. It's just an insecurity thing that people have. You know, and you got to be so careful that who you open yourself up to as a friend. I mean, I open up to certain people in the reseller community. I actually open up to you guys quite a bit. There's not much I haven't shared with you, honestly. But anyway, no, because clothing each way is different, so I can't just bulk it. Oh, I got you, fun. Yeah, all I was saying is you'll have to go in and do a separate shipping transaction for each international one. I don't know that you can ever bulk international ones together or lump them in with your domestic ones. I'm not sure. It always comes up separately for me. Like this morning, I had 10 pair of jeans going domestically and 1 going overseas. Well, it wouldn't allow me to bulk all 11 together. It made me split them up. So the amount between each weight class international is extreme, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's why I use GSP. You know, I mean, is it the best deal always? No, but I need simplicity. You know, I mean, I don't do a tremendous amount of international sales. I probably get about 1 a week, but I just need simplicity. I'm sorry. I just, you know, and I know there's probably people who would buy my jeans if they could get them for a few bucks cheaper, but I don't think that's a big number of people, honestly. But anyway, Nelly says a great amount of first class international allows 4 pounds and most come to like 14 bucks international. That's pretty cool if that's true, Nelly. If it's 14 bucks to ship first class, that's a great deal, and it's up to 4 pounds. And $14 is cheaper than what they pay through GSP, obviously. In every case I've ever seen, it was more than $14. I should add my Canadian sales back. Yeah, give those Canadians some love. Why not? Canada's all right. All right, so what else, guys? What other questions you have? How's your week been going? Your sales are good, I hope. It's almost the end of the month, so where are you at? But more importantly, don't forget, and this is one of the things I post on my Instagram, and hopefully you guys are following me on Instagram. I come up with little nuggets of wisdom. Instagram's a totally different experience than this channel. It's more like, you know, just a quote type of account. But one of the things I talk about on there is, you know, how you finish one thing determines how you start the next. So the way you finish this month out is going to set the tone for how you start October. And October is a big month. It's a big month in sales because, man, fourth quarter is here. Any way you look at it, October is when the selling really starts to pick up, and in November it just blows up ridiculous, and December as well. So, you know, I don't know what your goals are. You guys are we're all at different levels and different expectations. I've had so many people this week say, hey, Prof, why don't you sell this or sell that? You can make more. You could do this, you could do that. Not realizing that part of the reason I'm doing this challenge is not just monetarily. There are other reasons I want to do it. There's other reasons that make sense to me. It makes sense for my mindset and how I like to work and all those things. So it's just all those reasons, and you have your reasons too, I'm sure. Like, why are you doing? But regardless of those, how are you going to go in October? What's that going to look like for you? Are you going to go in October with momentum? Are you going to go in October with a great mindset? Or are you going to focus on your failures? Are you going to focus on where you felt like you didn't do as well as you could? It's really up to you. You have that power. So I would just challenge you, head into October with momentum, head into October with a great attitude that you're going to improve on everything that could be improved on from September. You're going to challenge yourself in new ways, explore new avenues, find better ways to do things, all those, you know. I just think it's a good way, a good mindset. You got to, mindset is everything in this game, guys. Because once your mindset is gone, you're done. I mean, where the mind goes, the sales go. So when the mindset sags, so will the sales. I promise you. Because when your mindset is poor, your effort's going to be poor. I mean, mine is. We're human beings. It's how we work, right? So mindset, mindset, mindset. Arlo Production says, I started doing this about a month ago, and so far I'm selling 3 to 5 a week. Hopefully it picks up. Nice. Well, congrats, Arlo. That's cool. I mean, a month in, you're still a neophyte. You're still a baby at this. You're still learning tons of things, learning how to list, how to photograph, how to write great titles. All those things are important. And, don't beat yourself up over how many sales you get a week yet. That it's just a process. Jen says no free shipping. Why not? Because when they ship it back, when it's returned, you have to eat it. That's the problem. It's not, and most of mine don't get shipped back, but I am dealing with clothing, so I do get some returns. And but when they ship it back, I eat the shipping if it's free shipping. That's why I changed. By the end of the month, I'm worn out. I take a couple days to recoup and then come back swinging. Prof, watching this video is resistance. I see what you did there, Fun. Yeah, I can understand that, but hopefully you're learning something from it. You can take from it, hopefully. So not to pat ourselves on the back too much, right? But yeah, by the end of the month, you should be worn out. You should be worn out at the end of each day. Like you should be physically tired, and you might be a little mentally tired. Like being tired is fine. Being defeated is not. There's a difference. So if you're tired at the end of the day, you probably put in a good amount of effort, mentally, physically, both. That's okay. I mean, I think that's a good day. When my head can hit the pillow and I'm asleep in 30 seconds, man, I have the best night's sleep. I mean, it's amazing. But when I'm laying there thinking about all these things are going through my head, and it's going to be 2 hours before I get to sleep. And then I'm going to be tired in the morning when I wake up early because the sun's up, I'm up. So for the most part, the older I've gotten, that's what I've noticed, and it stinks. I want to go back to being a teenager where I can sleep till noon, but I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, Crafty says, working 9 to 5 for a boss is defeated. Working 7 to 7 for me is an accomplishment. Yes, great point, Crafty. I mean, working 9 to 5 for somebody else, you are living their dream. But if you're working even longer hours for yourself, that's your dream. And you can do it how you want. And you can change it and mold it and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Whereas when you work for someone else, you can only get as far ahead as they let you. As I've said before, if you don't sign your paycheck, you don't control your financial destiny. It is that simple. You think you do, but you don't. No job is safe. No opportunity will be there forever. You can always be let go. You can be downsized, laid off, demoted, fired, you name it. And there's nothing you can do about it, guys. This business is one example of one where you can take control of your financial destiny, and you can build it to be as big as you want. There's nothing stopping you except you. Nothing stopping you except you. So if you don't get the results you want because you haven't put in the effort you needed to, you have no one to blame but yourself. And that's hard for everybody to hear, and it's hard for me to hear. But when I look myself in the mirror each morning, I remind myself, I own my results. It's not on you guys to get my results. It's on me. So when I get up and say, I don't feel like listing that last 10 pair of jeans, guess what? I'm going to own the crappier results I'm probably going to get from that. So, you own it. Take control of it. Make it yours. Man, it's just like such an awesome feeling when you build something like a business like this and it blows up and you're able to support yourself, your family. You're able to get ahead. You're able to have some of the nicer things maybe you want. That's an awesome feeling. And most people who work, Car and I were talking about this the other day, you may make a huge salary at your job, whatever you do, but you probably have a lot of responsibility and put on an awful amount of time and energy. Is that worth it? I don't think it is. I mean, if you're working 70, 80 hours a week and you're making $200,000 a year, great. But when are you gonna enjoy it? You don't have any time left to enjoy it. You're so exhausted. I mean, nobody can do that forever. I know there's people who love to work and really go after it. I get that. But I don't think for most people that's it. Most people just trade time for money. And they say, if I can put in more hours at X number of dollars, I'll make more, and that'll somehow get me ahead. It doesn't get you ahead of anything. All it does is get you tired. It gets you tired. And it gets you older faster, in my opinion. So, businesses like this are the way to do it, in my opinion. And it doesn't have to be reselling. It could be something else. But sorry to get all philosophical there on you guys, but it's something I feel strongly about. And I don't think enough people in this country give entrepreneurialism, that's a tough word to say, the credit it deserves in terms of means for having success in life, being able to support yourself, your family. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna get some water. All right, so any other questions in the chat or any other comments from you guys? I know we got a good group in here, 24 people watching. Thank you for that. That is awesome. Fun has a question. It says, are there things you miss about your traditional job? No. I was going to say that I missed the camaraderie with some of the people I work with, but guess what? I have developed far more connections and relationships with people outside of a traditional job than I ever could have had working 8 to 5. And let me tell you why. Because the last job I had, full-time job I had, was about 3 years ago. And I worked long days. I worked a decent amount of overtime every week. I worked sometimes from 8 a.m. in the morning and didn't get home. I would leave my house at like 7 a.m. and not get home till 10:30 p.m. It was crazy. I was having to work 6 days a week. I did get paid overtime, but I liked the people I worked with. But you know what? It wasn't worth it. I mean, yeah, I made great relationships with those folks, and I loved all of them. But man, I was so exhausted all the time. I didn't have any time to enjoy those relationships because I didn't feel like doing anything my day off. I felt like just laying on the couch. Now, I mean, I have relationships with my best friend lives 1.5 miles away from me. I have a group at my church that I'm a part of, 2 groups actually there. I've had some volunteer opportunities that I've gotten involved with that I couldn't have done before. In the last couple of years or so, I've been involved in some sports that I've played in, outside of traditional work and so on. I mean, and monetarily, I'm doing better. Quality of life, I'm doing better. My relationship is better. My mindset is better. My mental approach to life is so dramatically different than it was 3 years ago. I don't know. I'm not going to say like working for yourself, guys, is a panacea for all your problems, but it could be if you approach it with the right mindset and you apply it the right way to your life. So anyway, it's not even close. I would not go back. I'm unemployable. Crafty says, I worked at Walmart, so I'm also a no. Yeah, and see, Crafty, if you work at Walmart, and there's nothing wrong with Walmart. I mean, Walmart has a lot of great people who work there. I mean, I know it gets a bad rap sometimes, but it's not really deserved. That's Sam Walton's dream, and now the Walton families. It's not your dream. So, Jen says, Prof, if you factor the shipping fee into the final sale price, you won't eat the shipping if the buyer sends it back and pays for the return. I could do that, but with free shipping, I don't know. I could do it that way, I guess, Jen. But here's what I was finding was I had to fold that into my price, right? So I basically got it sold about $650 or so into my selling price. So now let's say I got a pair of jeans I think they're going to sell for around $18. Plus $6.50 is $24.50, right? The problem is when you list that, we'll just round up to 25. The problem is when you list that on eBay, it's 25 bucks free shipping. You miss every buyer who searches for jeans 20 bucks and under. Now think about that for a minute. If they search for a pair of jeans 20 bucks and under, they're going to miss your pair of jeans because you're at 25. Granted, you have free shipping, but they're looking for 20 and under. Whereas if you listed 18 bucks plus $6.50 shipping, they're going to see your pair of jeans. I don't know if they're going to buy them or not because the price works out to be about the same. But I don't think, $6 to $6.50 is a lot for shipping for most people. If you were charging 10, that might be, people would probably say, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. But $6.50 is basically what it's going to cost me to ship to them. By the time you figure in fees and everything, Fun says, are you not getting a shipping discount? Yes, I am getting a shipping discount, but don't forget, you're paying final value fee, or you're paying FVF fees on the shipping. So you're not getting that for free. Remember, eBay charges you fees on the selling price and the shipping price. So if you put in there, if you put that the shipping's $5.90, you're getting charged a fee on that. So does that make sense? That's crap. Yeah, she said now she's got it. So you want to price it a little bit higher. $6.50 is pretty close. Yeah, but $6.50 is pretty close if you do it that way. But and the reason eBay did that fund was years ago, what people were doing was they would charge $1 for something. They would sell something for $1 and say the shipping was 50 bucks because there was no fees on the shipping. So they were kind of getting around the fees that way. So that's why eBay went to charging fees on the shipping, which makes total sense from their standpoint. So when I buy, I sort by lowest plus shipping. Yeah, not by price. A lot of people do it that way, I think, Greener. Robert says free shipping is exempt, Prof, from fees. Yeah, it is. But you're still paying the fee off of the top. And if somebody ships it back to you, then you're out that shipping you pay to them if you refund all their money. Like if they paid you 25 bucks and it cost you $6 to send it to them, and then they send it back to you and you give them their 25 bucks back, you're out the $6 you paid to send it through the post office. Post office is not going to give you your $6 back. Does that make sense? Now, granted, when you sell it again, you'll kind of get it back, but I don't know. So I decided too that I just thought that the price I could charge would be lower with charged shipping. So I do a flat shipping cost of $6.50 because that's what it's going to cost me. And no one's complained about it yet, which is good. I don't think it's a high amount, but I mean, guys, this is not like a right or wrong argument here. You can make a case for either method. I mean, there's not, people like the free shipping concept. I was a convert to that at the beginning, but as I got to thinking about it more, I thought, maybe they'll shop. I think with what I'm selling, they're going to shop price more than they're going to shop free shipping. I could be wrong, but I just started thinking about it logically. Jeans are a lower price item. So if they want to get them for a low price in their mind, because they're buying them used. So I'm going to try to keep my initial price as low as possible. And I can only do that if I charge flat shipping, basically. That was my thought process. Does Amazon deduct the original shipping when you return something because it doesn't fit? That's a great question, Thrift. And I do not know the answer. Somebody might. I'm trying to think about with returns that I've gotten on Amazon. Returns on Amazon are kind of a mystery to me, especially when they're FBA. I really need to understand those better. Arlo says, I've been charging $6.80 and sometimes I get lucky and it weighs under 13 ounces. I make a little more because you do it first class, right, Arlo? makes sense. Just be careful. You don't want a buyer to come back and say, hey, you're screwing me over on shipping. You know, not that likely with only charging $680, but Thrift says, I know if it's broken, you get full 100% back. Yeah, I had an item recently. It was a processor that was the warehouse lost, and they refunded me $165, and then they found it. And then they took the 165 back out. It was just bizarre. And I'm like, all right, Amazon, make up your damn mind. But that was on something they screwed up. So their return process and how things go back in and out of the warehouse is really not my strong suit to understand. I'm definitely not the one to ask for that. So my apologies. I don't know more about it. Or the buyer says you set priority in listing and it took longer because it's first class. Yeah, that's a good point, Crafty. Arlo, you might want to think about that. First class could take longer. It does take longer. It still might get there in time. But they might also notice that you charge first class, because while you can hide how much you paid for the shipping on the label, you cannot hide the way in which it was shipped. So if they notice that, they might, and they're wise, you know, they're a little bit more educated about shipping rates, they're going to figure out that you just made an extra probably couple bucks on them on the shipping. You know, so just be careful with that. I mean, you don't want to misrepresent it. My goal with shipping, guys, is I just don't want to lose money on it. I don't really think I'm going to make any money on it, but I don't want to lose money either. I just want to break even on the shipping. So, so be careful with, you know, you just always want, I think you always want to tell a buyer the truth about what you're doing. You know, if you say you're going to ship it one way, ship it that way or a better way, a faster way. Don't ship it a worse way or a slower way in this case, just because you want to save an extra couple bucks. I mean, the question here is, Arlo, is that extra $1.50, $2 you're going to save on first class really worth negative feedback, the person complaining, or a return you got to do? I mean, it's not worth it to me. It's like, just, you know, if you think it'll go first class, you know, send it first class to start with. Save your money on the front end. Not a problem. It's almost like you're trying to pull one over on the buyer. But yeah, eBay, and Crafty says if enough people complain, you could be in trouble. eBay doesn't want you to screw people over on shipping. That doesn't do them any good. So they want you to basically charge an amount of shipping that makes sense. You can have some handling in there, but it can't be excessive. And what's excessive? Well, that's going to be, you know, in the eyes of the beholder, I guess, for lack of a better word. I always do free shipping for simplicity, and there's no way a buyer can come up with a way to complain. Yep, that's true. They really can't. That is a great point about free shipping. You've done it, you know, in a way, and you said, hey, it's free shipping, and they might figure out how much you paid, but they don't really know how much you're into for it. Some buyers will find $6 to be too high for jeans, even though it's exactly what it cost you. They might thrift, but you know what? Those buyers were never going to be my buyers anyway. You cannot lose what you never had. And those people, if they're looking for jeans that cheap, they're not going to get them from me. I'm not the cheapest jean reseller on eBay, nor will I ever be. Now, Mark, on the other hand, if he's still in here, Mark, we'll send them your way, buddy. Jen says, Prof, do you have a store? I do. I do have a store. I do not share it with people on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. So sorry about that. What else? Lots of great questions today, guys. Thank you. Been an awesome day. I think somebody's coming home. So yeah, lots of good questions in the chat. And thank you guys for that. 27 people watching. That's awesome. I think I'm going to call it a day, guys. We've been on for about an hour, and that's a nice long show. Hopefully you guys got some good content. Leave me a comment down below if you're watching this later, a comment rather, and hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. Smash the like button, as Steve Rakin likes to say. And, you know, hit the subscribe button later, and you know, that way you get every video when it comes out. I've been trying to do a good job about telling you when I'm going to do these shows. They come up, they pop up, trying to make them at least a half hour beforehand. So you'll know it's tough to hit my timing the same every day, but I'm trying to be around here somewhere around the 2 o'clock hour. And I hope you guys go out and just kill it the rest of the day, right? October's right in the corner. Get that mindset ready. The way you finish this month is the way you're going to start the next one. So as people are saying in the chat, time to get back to work. All right, everyone, take care. I'll see you soon. And this is Prof Sales saying good sales to you.